What's going on, y'all? It is Cop Pizzle. So today I was attacked by 3 Giants content creators. Those being Bobby Skinner with Talking Giants, Authentic, and the little man himself, Kid Blue. Listen, it's no problem. I have no problem with a little bit of conversation, right? And look, who am I to talk about, you know, throwing a little shade? I like to do some myself. But here's the thing. I'm open for debate. I'm open for discussion. I'm open for content. To me, what I find to be bullshit is if you're going to come after me, that's fine. I got no problem with that. But at least have the decency to do a live stream with me. I'm open always to do a live stream. I'm if I say something to somebody, I'll be happy to do a live stream and explain my actions for what I have to say. And quite honestly, I'll double down with whatever I probably believe in. So let's get to it. And I hope that honestly, this is the last time that we talk about this off season and the draft stuff. But let me share you a personal note, because there's 2 sides to this. There's personal, and then there is what I believe. The personal part about it. I'm a huge Giants fan. I shared a picture today in my community notes, 1992. I mean, I have shown that there is a 30-plus year Giants fan before you here. I love the Giants. I'm always going to love the Giants. I'll love them till the day I die. And there's players that have came to the Giants that I have ultimate respect for. And Daniel Jones' story from the day that he got here until now, I admire his story. Like I dig the dude. Like I dig who he is, right? I mean, I want to see him succeed after from the way he was treated on draft night to what he's been through. So I want to see him succeed because I think it's going to make for a great story. After all, what makes sports great is the stories that happen as the seasons go along, right? So, with that being said, I just never thought it was going to be right to ever move on from Daniel Jones if we never gave him a guy, never gave him a true number 1 receiver, a legitimate target. We gave him a broken down. This franchise gave this man a broken down Kenny Golladay, who hasn't been with another team since he's moved on from the Giants. We gave him apparently a guy who thought he was a fucking rapper in Darren Waller. We gave him an absolute nut job in Kadarius Toney. And now we have given him neighbors. And honestly, his best receiver since the day Daniel Jones has gotten here is the same guy that got here with him in the 5th round in Darius Slayton, who you won't find a bigger Darius Slayton fan than me, but I'm sorry. There's nobody that Daniel Jones has played with at receiver that would be a number 1 target for any other team. But we have just, as a fan base, said, well, he doesn't deserve to have a number 1 target. So I just felt like this particular season, after you gave him a thoroughbred, I gave him a legitimate number 1 target, now you can really put the judgment on Daniel Jones because you've given him a guy. Because every quarterback, real good quarterback in the league, deserves to have a guy. They deserve to have one. Now, is it Kid Blue or Authentic or Bobby Skinner's fault that Daniel Jones has never? No, it's not their fault. What their fault is that they don't take that into consideration at all. They don't seem to fucking care if Daniel Jones has a guy or not. They want him to work fucking magic with absolutely nothing. with him on stage? Absolutely nothing. They said just go out there and do it. And we, we're not gonna, the reality is this organization has tremendously failed giving Daniel Jones the tools to be successful. And when they have attempted to give him those tools, I just named off a handful of those guys, Kenny Galladay, Kadarius, they've given him absolute fucking losers. I'm sorry, but they have. That's facts. That's reality. That's not me making anything up. They've given him literally garbage to work with. Absolute garbage. And Daniel Jones has every right to get in front of the media, has every right to get in front of a podium and say, this organization has given me crap to work with, but he takes the high road, still takes the blame, still is classy about it. I'm sorry, but that's what a fucking leader is. I know that you may have a hard time understanding that. Maybe you haven't been around a lot of leaders in your lifetime, but that's what a leader does. He takes responsibility and takes the bullets, even if he's not at fault. Which leads to now, and there's been a lot of debate about what the Giants wanted to do in the draft, right? And we're getting this inside look at Hard Knocks, and episode 1 clearly stated to you that Joe Schoen sat behind a desk and said, hey, we're going forward with Daniel Jones, and we have screwed this guy up, and we've got to protect him. We've got to do a lot of things. And that's something that wasn't talked about in the second episode, but there was a key thing that happened in episode 1 that didn't make it in episode 2, and I'll get to that. But nevertheless, clearly episode 1 showed me that Joe Schoen was ready to move forward with Daniel Jones. Now, you get to episode 2, there's multiple things that happen at the Combine based on what HBO showed us, which, by the way, people that want to push a narrative that Daniel Jones was going to be replaced and the Giants were actively trying to push for the number 3 draft pick, those things came about, again, resurfaced because of what HBO edited and showed, which is funny because those same people told me that after the episode 1 that it was edited a certain way to make everything look good. Now all of a sudden it's truth. Which the fuck is it? Figure out which page you want to be on. But nevertheless, there's some key moments that happen in episode 2. They talked to all the quarterbacks, which I don't understand what the confusion here is. Daniel Jones had a busted up knee. You have no idea if he's healthy or not, so go ahead and do the due diligence, do your fucking job, and look at the other quarterbacks. Just have a peek, right? You bring these guys in. Here's something else. They bring in Jaden Daniels, right? And they have Jaden Daniels go to the whiteboard, and they say, hey, Jaden, give us your favorite play. And it just so happens that favorite play included Malik Neighbors, which then Jaden Daniels, without the Giants even asking him, basically told the Giants what Malik Neighbors' best route is. But nobody caught that, did you? You didn't catch that part where Jaden Daniels literally gave Malik Neighbors or the Giants the blueprint on what to do with Malik Neighbors. Didn't catch that part though. You were too clouded in judgment, thinking that the Giants gave a damn about who they were about to pick at quarterback. Nevertheless, I digress. They have maybe a 30-second clip of Drake May in an interview, which, by the way, out of all the QB interviews that they gave, it looked like to me that the Giants were more interested in Jaden Daniels than they were Drake May. That's what's baffling, is how do you run with Drake May when it looked like they were more interested in Jaden Daniels based on how it was edited? Whatever. Nevertheless, they say, they show a clip where Joe Schoen is going to go over and talk to the Pats about number 3. This is what baffles me, because I honestly want to think that a lot of you guys who make content or even are out there are smart individuals, right? You didn't make it this far in life being a dumbass, right? You surely got this far along life having some sense about you, but what else are general managers and coaches doing when there's no action on the field? Are they just sitting in their boxes staring at each other? Or are they once again doing their fucking job where they say, hey, let me just go over and have a conversation about the Pats, about going over there and saying, hey, if you guys are interested in moving out 3, just let us know. We'll listen. You guys make it seem like, or these people out here make it seem like the Giants went over there and beat down the door, like as loud as, you know, some of you guys beat your meat. You made it up this big thing like they were beating down the door, begging the Pats, please, we'll give you anything for number 3. We'll give you anything. What do you want? You want multiple number 1s? What do you want? Because we just interviewed Drake May, and we've got to have him. What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? That's not what anything was said. That's not even what they showed. They literally just showed him going, hey, if you guys think about moving, just let us know. Which then, I would like to argue that I think the Giants were interested in 2 players outside of Malik Neighbors. I think they were interested in Harrison, and I believe they were interested in Joe Alt, if I'm being honest. I think that the Giants thought potentially about moving up to get potentially Harrison or Joe Alt. And it's crazy to all these content creators that are apparently so much smarter than me and you. It's crazy to think that the Giants was willing to move up from 6 to 3 to go get Harrison instead of Malik Neighbors when they clearly said, hey, there's some red flags with Neighbors. But with with Harrison Jr., there is no red flags. Matter of fact, when they asked him to basically throw his QB under the bus, he wouldn't even fucking do it. Because he's literally probably a good dude. He's like somebody you could literally pencil in for the next 10 to 12 years to be your number 1 receiver. Clearly no red flags. Dad was a great receiver in the NFL. Legendary career. Everything that you could ever ask for. But Malik Neighbors, I'm sorry, they even showed it in the edit. There could be potentially some red flags. I may not agree with it. I may not like it, but that's what they showed. That's what they said. So why is it fucking crazy to think that the Giants would move from 6 to 3 just to consider maybe some other alternatives other than Malik Neighbors? Now, again, I think Malik Neighbors may be a superstar. I think he may be great. I think he may be exactly what Daniel Jones needed. But why is it crazy that maybe they were just potentially thinking from moving to 6 to 3, not to get a quarterback, but to get somebody else that they really, really like? Why is it crazy to fucking think that? But, these guys are so much more smarter than you or I. I'm sorry, but you have no fucking evidence to suggest otherwise, that you know exactly you can tell me all of the reports. You can give me article after article. I'm sorry, but people are out here selling all kinds of bullshit for clicks. Bottom line, unless you got actual hard proof evidence where you know what they exactly offered to the New England Patriots for the number 3 pick, then you need to shut the fuck up. Matter of fact, if you would have even represented the juice O.J. Simpson himself, you ain't got no glove, you ain't got no knife, you ain't got no blood. O.J.'s ass is going to prison for life because you have no damn evidence whatsoever to suggest you even know what the hell is going on. See, that's your problem. Is you say shit. You can say it as smartly as you want to, as educated as you want to, as calmly as you want to. But at the end of the day, see, when a guy like Pizzle raises his voice, I come off crazy. I come off a little maybe unintelligent. I come off a little erratic. But because you think you sit back and say it so calmly that you're right, no, you're not. You have no fucking evidence. Nothing. And this is also why there's a likelihood that you don't want to stream with someone like myself, because you realize that you don't have any fucking evidence. You realize that I'm going to bring that up, and you realize I'm also going to bring up the fact that you said Daniel Jones would already be gone by now, so why the fuck is he still here? Yet I'm the crazy one. Yet I'm the bad guy for simply, number 1, supporting a guy that hasn't been given the right thing to begin with, and number 2, questioning these bullshit clicks and these bullshit stories that these people out here write to basically fool people like y'all. Call it a conspiracy theory all you want to, people, but I don't see any evidence. I'm sorry, but Daniel Jones is still your QB1. I'm sorry, but Daniel Jones is still your tribal chief, if you will. I'm sorry, but that's reality. And by the way, when Joe Shane did take a phone call in the middle of he also, as he was walking down the hallway, he was talking about, yeah, we need to make sure we have a serviceable backup because we cannot have an 0-3 start if Daniel can't go. He didn't say in that phone call, yeah, let's look to draft a guy. You see, you got tricked again by HBO and these people that want you to buy into their clicks, all because you want to see a narrative get pushed. I'm sorry to tell you, you can talk a lot of shit about a lot of people. You can talk a lot about what you want to when it comes to Giants football, but when you're looking at a 30-plus year Giants fan who lives and breathes this shit, isn't out here doing whatever else you geeks like to do, but is filled with full-on passion for this team like you wouldn't ever fucking believe. I'm sorry, but you can't tell me shit. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And, if you want to have Twitter fingers, by all means, tweet away. But I got the camera ready to go live whenever you have the absolute nuts to drop, whenever your nuts drop. You know what I'm saying? Whenever your nuts drop and you actually want to have a real serious discussion and actually have some real good content. Instead, what you'd rather have is a bunch of circle jerking going on and think that that's good quality content. No, what you need is you need to be told that you can't leave and you're going to have to sit here and watch Daniel Jones finally be the baller that he is. Because why? Because now he actually has a number one receiver and a legit dog to throw to now. Okay? So make all the tweets you want to, talk all the little shit you want to behind closed doors, behind everybody's back, and say, hey, don't work with Pizzle. Let's try to ghost Pizzle. No, we don't watch Pizzle. Well, clearly you fucking do, because you made a big scene about taking clips after doing all this, doing all that. Like, why are you playing those games? Just come on over and let's have a discussion, baby.